back, guys. Werewolf Gaming YT right here, just posting up a thing for the MEGAKNIGHT challenge. Still going on. You guys can see right there, MEGAKNIGHT level 1, successfully got it. 480 jump damage, 240 area damage, 3300 hit points, everything you guys need to know. Really a cool card. Just going to show you guys some of the different play-by-plays here. As you guys can see, these are all the ones from my winning thing. And I'll just show you some of the rundowns, give you some play-by-plays and some tips as you guys are going through it. So if you guys want to see the deck that I used, right here you can see MEGAKNIGHT, Big P.E.K.K.A, E-Wiz, which those three are being pretty big staples in most of the decks, as well as Bats and Zap. I brought the Baby Dragon, Lightning, and Goblin Barrel. As you can see to the right, most decks are going to bring in some sort of pump. My Lightning is pretty much the pump killer, so as soon as you see a person play the pump, knock it out with the Lightning, and we'll just jump into the match right now so you guys can see kind of how it works. Essentially, just as soon as you see him drop a pump, if you can, if it's in rotation, drop your Lightning. The Goblin Barrel is really good at a lot of people. You can see this guy's using a Miner. I like using Goblin Barrel a little bit more. I tried out the Miner. I found the barrel works a bit better because, as you can see here, the barrel, I think he'll either zap or, yeah, he'll zap, and he still takes about 400 damage, whereas he drops a Miner and I counter it with zap, little over 100 damage. A Miner, you can drop an E-Wiz on it, retarget it onto the Miner. Can't really do that with a Goblin Barrel. If you'll see that he has an E-Wiz, he'll do it a couple times. He's not quite able to do it. Here you see he drops a pump with the Mega Minion. I start a Big P.E.K.K.A in the back, just doing some slow pushes. It's a very controlling type of deck. Don't let them get anything big. If they do happen to have a P.E.K.K.A, like this guy does, your one big push is going to be P.E.K.K.A MEGAKNIGHT. You can throw in an E-Wiz. Baby Dragon is there because most people are running Bats, Minions. If you happen to run across the occasional Graveyard, Baby Dragon is really key for all of those things. So you see there, get a Lightning, get some value Lightnings in there, and already, less than a minute in, I've already taken over 1600 damage to his tower. He drops his MEGAKNIGHT. One thing too, if you are defending Goblin Barrels and you don't happen to have a log, and you only have Zap, MEGAKNIGHT makes a pretty good defense against Goblin Barrel. Just drop him on the front, he'll kill 2 of them. I think you'll take about maybe 100 damage as opposed to the 2 or 3 you would normally take. You see he's getting a Fireball, he's having a Mega Minion, or a MEGAKNIGHT battle in the front. Just going to mop it all up nicely. Like I said, it's a very controlling, don't overreach. Like I said, this doesn't have a pump. He does have a pump going, and you can see he's going to pump. He should be pumping again right now. You can see right there, the E-Wiz drops down, still takes about 100, 200 damage off his tower. He pumps right there, I think he's safe. He knows I have a Lightning, but won't be, you'll see here in a little bit. They can get one pump down on you around 1 minute 40 under. You just need to take it out before Double Elixir, or right at the start of Double Elixir. You see right there, I take it out, his tower's down to 400. He doesn't have any more time to pump. He knows I can just Lightning and Zap for the win. So if you run Lightning and Zap, Lightning I think does 346 damage, Tournament Standard, Zap does around 64. So you can pretty much knock out 400 damage right there. You see he's trying to make one big final push to come in, seal the deal, dropping those E-Wiz, P.E.K.K.A, MEGAKNIGHT, and really all I have to do is just defend this whole push because he knows I have it in the bag, I know I have it in the bag, and just got to make sure that you just finish the job well. You see that fight, you want to fight him on your side of the arena, just natural, throw a Goblin Barrel in there, just try to get some damage, and Baby Dragon hopefully will just go in there, seal it up. Mine are doing some stuff in my tower, pretty much it, and that's GG. Backing out here so you can see some more. One of the big decks that you will see is this type of deck right here, which is pretty similar to the one I watched, except this one has a Bandit instead of a Miner. One thing to remember if you're facing a lot of the P.E.K.K.A MEGAKNIGHT pump decks, 90% of those decks don't have a heavy-hitting spell. They have Zap, and that's pretty much it. They run Zap just to kill maybe a Skarmy, the Bats that everybody kind of has, but they don't have a heavy-hitting spells. I don't have a pump. I use Lightning because a pump isn't going to take or give me any free damage to their tower. A Lightning is going to knock off 360 plus take out their pump. So we're all at an even level. It's a 6 for 6 positive, not quite a positive elixir trade, an even elixir trade. But you can go in so many different areas. Here, we're just kind of sitting there, and Goblin Barrel is a really great thing. You don't want to commit a lot. You just go in, get a few stabs in there. You can see right there, took about 300 damage off the tower. He's got a big P.E.K.K.A going. I'm at full, so I'm going to drop a big P.E.K.K.A as well. Ice Golem can give some troubles, but you have to just melt him really fast. E-Wiz is really good, especially if you're fighting on your side of the tower. If I can find the replay, I have a replay where you can literally stop, if you have placement correct, with just a 3-cost Elixir Knight, you can defeat a Mega Knight just with the Knight and the help of the 2 towers. So if you place it around in the middle, closer to the center, between the 2 towers and the Knight, the Mega Knight will just die, which is a 3 for 7 Elixir trade. So just something for you guys to keep in mind if you guys want to bring in the simple, just a regular Knight. But it's kind of funny, a big Knight loses or is equivalent to a mini Knight, if you want to call it that way. So you guys see here, just Goblin Barreling and Lightning's just controlling the match, just having him feed him, not overextending too much because it is a relatively heavy deck without much of with no pump, but you're still able to keep up the pressure, keep going. And if you know that they're at an Elixir disadvantage, you can make some good pushes. And the Lightning really does help because you see 1 or 2 troops come out that are going to stop you, just lightning them, they all go away. It's really a great card. You guys get the idea for the most part. I'll speed it up just so you guys can kind of see. You see me just, like I said, just controlling the match, getting those good lightnings, getting the P.E.K.K.A. drops as defense. P.E.K.K.A. is a great defense. You can see they're just dropping the Goblin Barrels, get it down to 119, and then just save up for that final lightning and just finish the job. Now, I'll show you some of the other ones as well. I'll show you one of the losses that I had. So we'll see here, this one actually did have a poison, did not have a pump, as opposed to most of them, and I'll speed this up just a little bit. If I remember correctly, I actually was controlling the majority of this match. However, his Battering Ram gave me a little bit of an issue, which it shouldn't have. Battering Ram and Bandits, I feel, are being pretty big because they're kind of that whole, they fit into that bridge spam deck that was really popular a few weeks, maybe a month or so ago, and especially most decks right now that are running, they have Mega Minion, they have Minions, they have, the only real ground troops you have are maybe a Knight, you have the Mega Knight, the P.E.K.K.A., which are both really expensive ground cards, so if you use something like the Battering Ram or the Bandit, when you know the other person doesn't have any ground cost cards, the Bandit's going to get those charges, the Battering Ram is going to get those charges, the Minions, all those things aren't going to be able to stop it. But you see here, I still keep trying to do the same thing. You get those free 2-3 hits from the Baby Dragon, stuff like that, but you can see here, all I have is an Electro Wiz for a Bandit and 2 Barbarians, and the bats get zapped, and there goes my tower. So it's really quite difficult, and once you lose a tower, it's not impossible to come back. I have done it a couple times, but it is much more difficult, especially against these heavy-hitting decks, because if you lose a tower with maybe 40 to 50 seconds left, it's really hard to get in, get a big push. You see here, I try busting through, but just am not able to. Still was close. I stuck to my game plan, just came up a few hundred damage short. Luckily, though, I managed to still come through with another 3 straight wins in order to clutch the 12 wins. But as you can see, once I got past, all the way, really even all the way at the beginning, you will have occasionally run into some of these Zap bait decks, so I'll just run through those. As you can see, I only run Zap, I don't actually have Log. So here, the issue I've always had with these decks, or playing against these decks, is they don't have, most of the time they are not going to have Inferno Towers in these decks currently, because of the Mega Knight. They're using the Mega Knight as their defense, so you really don't have anything to get that lightning value off of, as well as you have, here's the thing though, everything they have are very splashable cards, so you need to use your Mega Knight to your full advantage, especially if you're using your P.E.K.K.A. So the best push you can do is you have a P.E.K.K.A. in front, Mega Knight in the back, the Mega Knight will just zoom around in front of the P.E.K.K.A., typically jump, splash everything, and then if you can, your P.E.K.K.A. will hopefully come in from the back. Now the lightning in this deck is a little bit tricky to use. Most of the time they will have a rocket, so you have to be careful with that. The lightning is good. Usually they'll drop the princess in the same lane. If they drop it back towards the tower, you should usually be able to just pick it off. And you see there, right there, the Mega Knight's able to clear an entire Goblin gang, and then followed up with the Goblin Barrel, just clinches the tower. I don't know if I even used lightning in this match, but generally if they have a princess right around the tower area, sort of like in that spot, lightning is a great area for it because it kills the princess, which is annoying, It's a 3 for a 3 cost, but you're still getting that direct tower damage, which over the course of the match is really necessary. If you think about it, at 350 damage at a time, you're using maybe 7 lightnings over the course of the match without anything getting to your tower still wins. So you want to get that direct damage and just make sure you keep it up. Don't remember to have that rocket, keep your tower, play good defense, play smart, and then hopefully you guys will also be able to clinch it. So just doing a few brief shoutouts right here, just so you guys can see. I came close a few times, kept getting progressively closer until I finally managed to get those 12 wins. So, like I said, big things. You can use a variant of this deck if you like. Really, it's I'm not a huge fan of the bats because they're easily zapped. However, everybody is running with them right now. I did try using Bandit for a couple, but I found the Goblin Barrel is just able to get that good tower damage and is just able to make sure that you get a few 300 damage at a time. And when it's going, it gets going. So you can see here against, I believe, this is kind of an oddball deck. We'll just run through it at quick speed, but things to not bring to this challenge. Witches aren't bad, I would not suggest them, however, because the Mega Knight will just destroy them. You see there, Elite Barbs just get melted by the Mega Knight. Don't bring Elite Barbs. Anything expensive, a lot of people are bringing pumps, however, I feel like a heavy spell is much more useful than bringing a pump, because you negate the pump, you make him play on your terms, and you can just keep it rolling onto your side. Again, we'll show you another one here where it just kind of, it gets going and just kind of steamrolls through. So you will face a decent amount of Hog Rider decks. Hogs, your main defense can be either P.E.K.K.A. It can also be the Mega Knight, as you can see there. The Mega Knight does a pretty good job of being able to, and you see there, he committed way too much. He's at 0 elixir, pretty much. I'm almost at full. He has almost taken this tower, but he's just down way too much elixir, and he's not able to really stop it. He's using the lightnings. He's lightning baby dragons. Don't do that. He's still putting in that Hog Rider. I don't really care because I already know he can't defend me for the most part, and I managed to just take it all out. So again, like I said, use that Goblin Barrel to your advantage when you know they're just on their heels pushing, like they need a reset. Just throw that Goblin Barrel in there, and it'll pretty much just wipe them all out. That was the first loss I showed you. I'll show you the other loss. This one was also kind of an odd deck. Again, it did not have a pump. One other card that I've been having I did have a few issues with is the Inferno Dragon. With the Inferno Dragon, that's another reason why I enjoy bringing the Lightning, because the Lightning will be able to reset the Inferno Dragon, almost kill it, and then hopefully you can get your E-Wiz or your Baby Dragon or Bats in there and clean it up. So here, he brought in a Musketeer, which was a bit unorthodox from what I've seen, but again, you can see, like, for the most part, I'm being able to keep it relatively even and consistent up to that last point. But you see, right towards the end, I start getting a little bit behind on elixir, and his troops manages to just crush through mine, kill mine, and I'm just not able to. You see him fireballing. If you have a fireball and you say you don't want to play Goblin Barrel, but you're having issues with him, fireballing your Goblin Barrel, it's a 4 for 3 trade, not in your favor. However, it does prevent 0 damage. I prefer using fireball rather than arrows. A lot of people are bringing minions, but I'd rather bring the splash from the Baby Dragon instead of the arrows. So what I would say is, if you want to, bring fireball, make it a little bit cheaper. I just prefer having the extra damage that I get from lightning, and it stuns, it resets, and overall, I think it's more valuable than the fireball. Yeah, and then those were some ladder matches that I was playing before with the Mega Knight. So that's about it. I'll show you this last one, because this one does have an Inferno Dragon in it, as well as a Bandit. This is a fairly common deck. I think you will probably run across him multiple times in the challenge. So hopefully this video helps give you some pointers. You can see here he drops that with the minions. However, my Baby Dragon and E-Wiz are able to clean it up. But then I just follow in with the Goblin Barrel. So such a great follow-up. We're pretty much even elixir, and he does 200 damage, and I do about 1800. So again, he's coming in with the same push. Just using my P.E.K.K.A. to trade with his P.E.K.K.A. He comes in, gets a good bit of damage from that Inferno Tower. That was an issue on my part. But we managed to pull it back together. He keeps doing the same push, using that Inferno Dragon. He manages to take my tower first, but again, there's the power of the Goblin Barrel, just being able to go in, clutch those last 300 damage, and now he's going to start pushing on the other side. So again, he's using the same. He's got the Bandit in there. I'm being able to use my P.E.K.K.A. We're just having P.E.K.K.A. duels right here, and then he puts his Inferno Dragon on the wrong side, and I'm just able to stall him long enough, use the P.E.K.K.A. as the defense against those bandits and E-Wizzes, and just get in there between the Goblin Barrels. He's got 2 P.E.K.K.A.s right here, and E-Wiz and P.E.K.K.A. shut them down. So, the other thing, too, with the lightning, after a while, just if you have to, you can't get to the tower, just lightning him out. It's overtime, you can see, went almost 2 minutes deep into overtime, managed to clutch the 2-1 victory right there. So, yeah, definitely, like I said, these are pretty much the most common cards you're going to see are Mega Knight, well, naturally, but P.E.K.K.A., Elixir Collector, again, like I said, Lightning that, Bandit, Inferno Dragons, both of which the P.E.K.K.A. and E-Wiz can take out pretty easily. Miner is a fairly common card, but Bats or E-Wiz directly on him to reset him are both great counters. Hog Rider, again, you have the P.E.K.K.A., you have the E-Wiz, you have the Mega Knight, you also have the Bats. Lots of different counters to the Hog Rider. And overall, you might see a few other different cards coming in. Don't bring... if you're trying to make your own, probably don't bring E-Barbs, don't bring regular Barbs. Splash damage, if you want to try using a Rocket Cycle deck, you can. However, this deck, I feel, has very good success against that kind of deck. I made it multiple times with this deck. So, hopefully you guys enjoy all that, and hopefully you guys are able to clutch the 12 wins to get your friendly level 1 Mega Knight stats right there, tournament level, and, Force of 1,000 mustaches right there, you can see it. So hopefully this video helps you out. If you like it, leave a like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below if you like the content. As always, thank you, and this is Werewolf Gaming signing off.